Where we're at TNT.
I don't know. I'm scared here because I mean Essendon last week too. But then,
I was going to flip,
yeah.
but then I was like, nope.
I'm pretty sure they're back at the MCG too. Port Adelaide don't play great at the MCG. I'm going to go with Essendon. I'm just going to.
Yeah,
I'm going to give them one more
fence,
week.
I think.
I'm going to give them one more week.
Team that was in pretty damn good form, and they are going to win here. Their first win of the year for the Bombers, and they conjure it up in the last quarter on the back of 4 straight goals.
I'm not going with Carlton. I've got no confidence in Carlton at all.
I've got no confidence in my own team. I'm going Dogs as well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dogs too.
The Dogs have shown tonight a memorable come-from-behind victory by the Western Bulldogs that consigns Carlton to the familiar sinking feeling of despair.
Then we've got Melbourne Gold Coast at the MCG. I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Ooh.
I'm going Gold Coast after this week. Melbourne looks slow and old.
The Suns have come to the MCG. They have faced their bully. They have stood up to them. They haven't beaten them in 11 years. But today, they dished it out in spades.
Yeah,
Saints and Tigers.
But there's only one team here, isn't there? I'm going St Kilda. I think.
I thought you'd be going Tigers.
No, Saints Kilda. Look how good they looked against Geelong, and Richmond. Look what they did against Port. Like I think that's the easiest tip of the round.
Saints could be in top 4 after this weekend.
Maybe. I'm going Saints as well.
The Saints destroy Richmond, make it 2 wins in a row, get their season well and truly on track.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because Geelong want to hit back after last week. They're going to start like a house on fire, and Brisbane want to do the same because they started poorly, so you think they're going to clash. So I think this is going to be an absolutely electric game, and it's going to be less than a goal. I'm going Brisbane only because it's the Gabba.
Fair, Eggy.
Oh, it's a Saturday night too. That's good signs. I'm leaning towards Brisbane. If Bailey Smith is back in, I might change my mind. But yeah, at the moment I'm with Brisbane.
Did well. Henry drops it in only as far as Archie. Brisbane start their premiership defence 3-0. Cats go 1-2. Brisbane by 9 points, overturning a 32-point deficit.
Which is Hawthorn GWS, but I can't see it happening. Hawthorn are quick.
Yeah.
They're electric. They are on fire, and until someone beats them, I'm not tipping against them. Hawthorn for me.
I'm going Hawthorn as well, but GWS after the bye, I think that they're going to come out a bit slower, and then there's Hawthorn going to get their lead, and they're just not going to be able to bring it back.
And the bye curse, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'm going Hawks as well because you guys know I don't think Giants will make the 8.
No.
Oh.
But yeah, until someone beats Hawthorn, I can't jump off the bandwagon. Hawthorn are playing too good a football, too quick,
Yep.
too
Agreed.
young, too excited.
100%.
Well, they are setting a brilliant pace, Hawthorn. They lost their first 5 games last season. They won their first 4 to start this season.
All right, next game, Adelaide North. Now, this will be a good test for North.
Yeah,
It will be, but it's in Adelaide, so I'm going Adelaide.
I'm going to go Crows. I just think they're too explosive.
Yeah.
I've seen Adelaide go to a 3-0 win-loss ratio for the season. Stand and applaud your team.
G'day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TNT Footy. I'm Taz. Next to me, we've got Woo Girl Eggy, and on this
Welcome
side,
everyone.
Early Todd.
What's going on, boys?
Very
How are
well.
we?
How are we?
Welcome, everyone. Good. How you going, George? Carlton Flaggers. Who else we got in there? Baggers
Dean
Podcast
Richardson.
and Dean Richardson. I know why he's tuned in this week.
Yes.
Is first new to the chat, mate. What's going on? Should be here every week. Just joking. How are you, Dino? How are we, boys? What's going on?
Not much.
No, good, mate. Back in the losers circle with North Melbourne. I liked last week a bit better than this week, but
Oh, mate. Gold Coast won. I'm happy.
It was a tough team to go up against, though, especially in Adelaide.
yeah, Adelaide pretty good form, aren't they?
They look
Yeah.
fantastic. They really look fantastic. But what a show we've got tonight. So
Yeah, tonight we're going to go through all the action from round 3 and take a look at what's coming in round 4. We've got the Moistie's controversial call, Eggy's road to glory, viewers' question, and tonight we've got the first guest of the year.
yeah,
Let's go.
excited for that. It's going to be great.
Very
Going
much.
to be great. But look, don't forget to follow our socials if you haven't already. We mention it on every show, but we are actually growing. It's
We are
really
growing.
nice.
It's doing very good.
So thank you to everyone that follows us already and shares the love, shares our page around. We really appreciate it.
Welcome,
All
Brother. Also, check out the shop while you're there. We do have a few little extra things coming in soon, but yeah, we'll keep you posted on them. But yeah,
Might have to get a bit of a wizard hack going too. He's firing up at the moment.
yeah, he is a bit. Yeah, I was working on it, but yeah, I've got a few in the works. I'm just gotta
Get some time in there.
yeah get some time in there.
It looks fantastic. But look, they all look great and they're really comfortable from the feedback we've had. So if you haven't, jump on there, have a look, and yeah, see if you like anything, guys.
And just browser quickly on chat. Monday night, the footy is great. It is, browser.
It is.
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh,
All right,
well,
we're going to get straight into it, boys.
We are beautiful.
yeah, just kick off with the probably surprise of the round, the Essendon Port Adelaide game.
Oh, was no surprise for me.
Or Dean.
No, all Dean. So we had Essendon getting over the top there, had a heap more shots, and just finally kicked away in the end.
Yeah, I did. I knew they had it in them. I was getting worried because I was backing them for the last couple of weeks, but they didn't produce. But yeah, they come out with the goods this week. It was good to see.
They finally come out. Now, is this a Essendon good or Port Adelaide bad?
Bit Essendon better than last year. Port Adelaide bad. They're bad.
Yeah, I'd
they
agree
are
with
looking bad.
They were both very inaccurate.
Yeah.
Lots of ones.
Yeah, terrible kicking, which has
Absolutely.
been a pretty what was I going to say? It's been a lot this year. A lot of bad kicking this year from
Yeah.
Definitely.
From
Question
AFL
for you,
footballers.
boys. Zach Merritt, is he in Brownlow form at the moment?
I think he's leading it. I
Ooh.
wouldn't be surprised if he's in front at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And
I
that's
think
that's pretty good with only one win on the board.
Well, there was a game there he had 40 and 4. You
Yeah.
can't not give him 3 in that. He's had,
wouldn't surprise me.
you can't not give him. He's had 12 touches more than the next person, and he's kicked 4 goals as well. He's 3 there. I give him 3 on the weekend. Yeah, I reckon he's on 6 and tied lead nearly.
And I don't see anyone else from that team taking votes from him. So if he continues this form, he might be a shoo-in.
Well,
their first round, Corbell had a pretty good game. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that.
True.
Yeah.
That's the joys of being in a bottom side if you're playing elite football. The
Yeah.
Brownlow works in mysterious ways, and like Cripps last week.
I was just going to say,
No one else.
is that a bit of a 1-2 against Cripps there?
No.
Cripps had no one taking votes off him and just stole all the votes. It could be a runaway merit this year.
Yep, could be.
Possibly. I was a bit annoyed for my super coach. Draper, forward, the whole game.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they were trying a bit of Bryant, which it worked.
Yeah.
He kicked 3 or 4, so
He did. Jeezy's action's very different.
how good is it? You get around the body.
It
a little bit of
works.
a snap,
Yeah,
why
like,
not?
yeah, if you're going to get that way to kick it straight, just do what you're going to do.
They had Essendon fans booing him when he first done it, but now they love it.
Yeah.
They all get up and about, and it's a cheer
You know
every
what-
time he turns now.
Do you know what it's from or reminds me of? It's the Gaelic. Remember how we used to do the international rules?
Yeah,
They
kick around the
kick around
body
the
with
corner.
the circle bottle. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. But we could keep talking about this game all night or every game all night, but we won't. We'll keep moving on. We're going to miss.
Are you sure you want to move on to the next game, though?
We're going to
This is the game of the round here, boys. We're no, not the game round. It's pretty pathetic, really. I do want to say though, the Bulldogs have really impressed me with their undermanned side. I think they're one of the informed teams, and they're missing 6 of their best players.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Everyone would have penciled them in for 0-6, having no Bont, no Trelaw, no Waitman, no
Jones for ages.
Jones.
Oh.
Yeah, would
I
have.
know I did, but the fight they put up against Collingwood I thought was pretty good, and that's why I tipped them to get over Carlton this week. And
even the fight the week before against North. North were running over the top of them. They fought back as well.
yeah, but did you think that like they looked quiet in the first in the first 2 quarters, and they were anticipating that Carlton would take the foot off the
Jumped them.
pedal.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought they were anticipating Carlton to jump them, and they didn't show up for the first half, and then Carlton just disappeared.
Yeah.
As we have every.
That's when they turned up and just went bang.
Yeah. Well, we've kicked, I think, 3 or 4 goals in the last 3 quarters of footy. Like that's horrible. Horrible.
A lot of passengers
last
down
2
there at
quarters,
the
I think.
Blueville town, I believe. We've been
Not
ranting
great.
on this for a while, but they need to start performing.
Absolutely. Sam Davidson, first year. Oh, I think it's his first year in the seniors. Played
Third game. Yep, third game. of
Oh, he's
footy.
killing it. Yeah.
absolutely dominated on the weekend. So it's really good to see players like that come through. Libba was his normal self.
Yeah.
Tom DeConing's averaging over 25 disposals for Carlton as a ruckman. That's pretty
He's
bloody
their
good.
leading possession getter this year.
He is.
Their
Well,
ruckman is
I'll-
winning their possession count.
I was listening to Campbell Brown on the today on SEN, and even he said that for his team of the week, that was his ruckman, Tom DeConing. Out of all the ruckmen that played on the weekend, that was his pick from a losing side. I thought it was pretty good.
So
Yeah.
I've got 3. I reckon Meek, Cherry not this week, but last week,
Yeah.
and DeConey. They're my 3 for this year so far.
Yeah, same. I'd agree with that 100%. One shining light for Carlton or 2 was Charlie Curnow looked like he was back playing his normal footy, but Brodie Kemp up forward kicked 5 goals. So
Yeah.
that were the small shining lights.
But I did see Silvani went back, and then he did a number on Norton, kept Norton to nothing. And I think the only time Norton kicked a goal was when Silvani wasn't on the field.
Yeah, Savani looked real good back there.
He was real good. You're right. Absolutely.
Riley
Just Sanders
Sanders
was good too.
catch up on chat. We've got Dean Richardson. Oh, sorry, we've got Baggers podcast. Harry McKay available for the Pies. Dean,
Oh, cool.
his kicking style is shit. I'm guessing he's going about Draper there. Stephen Baggers thoughts on Nick Haynes. Looks his age is one way to put it. Little more impressive versus the Dogs, and fair enough. I think they're just having a little conversation. We'll let those two go.
They were talking about Nick Haynes because he's been pretty poor this year. He was better against the Dogs, but he's still been poor, and Brozza wasn't having any of it. So not sure if Brozza watched the first 2 games.
But before we move on to the next game, just to touch on this game, I was saying last week that I thought the coach to be sacked was Luke Beveridge, but then I think Moisey was saying Simon Goodwin, so I think that he could be right here with going into the next game, Melbourne versus Gold Coast. He could be right.
It could be
They're in all
right.
sorts. They are in all sorts.
Well,
So
they're mentally not there. They're not physically prepared. Their midfielders are lacking pace out of the contest. Their 2 attacking midfielders, Pataka and Oliver, they can't win the ball out there. They're just all playing defensive mid.
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially when they're going up against Rowell and Anderson, and then they moved Miller forward, and he was very impactful up forward as well. So yeah, just getting Rowell and getting the ball to him was really good.
how good did they look though? The Suns.
Oh,
Well,
They have
unbeaten
broken-
still.
yeah.
They have broken the hoodoo of travelling.
I'm
Yeah, we've done it twice already, haven't they?
I'm pretty excited to see their game this week against Adelaide because they're both looking like very in form. And it's going
At
to be
home too, I think.
Yeah.
I think Gold Coast are the team to beat there. Matty Rao back to his best this year. He's another one I've got leading the Brownlow. He had 13 clearances, 36 touches, 7 tackles. He did everything on the weekend.
Yeah, I think him and Anderson will take votes from each other. I
That's
do.
their only drama.
Yeah.
But they both.
And then you got Miller as well.
Anderson and Rao at the moment are the best 1-2 punch midfielders in the comp.
Dominating at the moment.
Yep.
Apart from you've got Adelaide, you've got Crouch, and there's a few.
And I
There's
thought
a few-
I thought Johnny Noble was pretty good too. Collingwood got rid of him to get Dan Houston, but they already had a Dan Houston by the look of it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, they've got Noble and Rioli off that half back line. They
They look
fantastic.
good.
They do.
And they look like what they should have looked like 3 or 4 years ago. It's taken them a bit to get going, but now they're looking pretty scary again.
Yeah.
Rao back up to his fitness. Noah Anderson doing what Noah Anderson done all last year. Tuke Miller's come back and kicked 3 up forward as well. Had a rest down forward, and yeah, their half back line's looking elite.
First time Miller's kicked more than 2 goals in a game.
Yeah, we
Don't
played
know that.
forward, so that's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, to have 23 touches as a forward.
I think he played mid first half. and
So
then
he's
went
playing that
forward.
rotating role like Dusty and that used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. Just catch up on chat here. George has got here. If Carlton don't lift, I think TDK is gone. 100% agree with that.
TDK's already gone. George, 600,000 a year. You think he's staying at Carlton? There's not a chance he's going to give away $600,000 a year to stay at the Blues. Not a chance. He's out the door. The door is slammed shut behind him. He's gone.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
You reckon he's going to stay for 600,000 a year less?
But you
That's
never
what it
know.
is at the moment.
You never
Carlton's
know.
offered 1.1. St Kilda's offered 1.7.
Yeah, correct.
You reckon he's going to turn down 600,000 over 10?
You never know.
That's $6 million to stay at the Blues.
If he stays, we're going to come back to this moment. We're going to
$6
snip it, come
million
back to it, I'm
dollars
gonna
to
play
stay
it.
at the Blues. You reckon he's going to turn down $6 million to stay the way they're playing this year? There is
Not the way
a
they're playing, no.
chance.
But if they improve, you never know. Turtle's got Track and Viney don't want to be there. Melbourne could have had a better trade hand than Richmond trading those two when they could. I agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah, Track should have been gone.
Yep.
And Viney could have gone to North too. They could have got North's first round, could have got Finn O'Sullivan.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Brosler's got here, Noble chose to leave. And
Well,
Miller
well,
latest
we all
Lack of
we all-
opportunity.
yeah,
you drop
we-
him from a grand final, he's going to leave.
Yeah, that's exactly
All right.
what I was thinking.
Let's keep moving on. So next
I
game,
can't
Saint-
believe you think TDK's staying.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was leaving either. I don't know. So next game, we've got St Kilda and Richmond. So first half, Richmond actually put up a bit of a fight. And St Kilda weren't really putting the foot down. And then they come out after half time and just blitzed them.
Yeah.
Just went bang. And Jack Sinclair off that half-back line looked elite.
Mate, he is sensational.
St
good
Kilda
start.
just sort of played with him, I think, in that first half. And then when they put the foot down, Richmond just couldn't go.
Yeah.
No,
What are your thoughts on McRae? We've had 3 rounds now.
I reckon he's
I-
killing it at St Kilda.
I don't know how he wasn't in the Bulldogs midfield. He was doing this at the Bulldogs and they were playing him in the twos. Like
Fully agree with you.
he
fully
wins the ball. I don't care if he doesn't get much out of it. He just got 9 clearances. He feeds the ball to the outside runner. He tackles and racks up the ball.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Exactly. And Nazai Wanganeen-Millera has gone to another level this year. He's one that if Saints continue winning games and they make finals, he's a chance to stay. But there's a strong pull back to SA for him.
Oh, yeah, I've heard he's nearly out the door.
Yeah. So you just don't know. Dean's got here, St Kilda is always slow to start and then good last half. Oh, so they're the opposite to Carlton.
Opposite, yeah. Rowan Marshall, now, that's the only thing that's confusing me about the TDK. Why do they need him? They've offered him money, and he's going there, but why? Marshall's a better one-off ruck than he is a ruck forward.
He's better as a ruckman than he is a forward in general.
Yeah, better solo ruck, though. When
Because then they're
Paddy
going to
Ryder
have...
come in, he couldn't play that secondary role.
Because then they're also going to have Max King, remember?
That's why I'm confused. I know TDK's going there because he's not turned down that sort of coin. It's just not happening. But yeah, I don't know why St Kilda have offered it. But
Yeah, I don't know. But look, Saints look really good. Haven't got too much to say about Richmond. They're going to have an inconsistent year or two while they develop these.
well, they're still young kids.
Yeah.
Where North was a couple of years ago, but they've got a bit more leadership, so they'll move through their steps a bit quicker, I think.
I think so, yeah, because they've still got a couple of those players that have got premiership experience. So, but no, Saints look good, and it's good to see. Zoe would be pretty happy.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
they're
he will
2-1, and they've had a couple of good wins.
Yeah, and Zoe can't join the shows now because she's doing a play, so she can't jump on and talk up how good they've been. She's only
But
joined
she's
the
going to
show.
miss it all year. We're bad-mouthed them all year. We're starting to get on board, and she's going to miss it until they turn again.
I know, right?
So she's performing in a play.
I believe she is in this one. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll keep an ear open for that.
Yes, please. I'd be interested.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Get along.
She does watch the replay though, so she will hear all of this anyway.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right, let's keep moving on. I thought this game was a cracker. The wind was extreme, and GWS took advantage of that first quarter. However, Hawthorn after that first quarter just kicked
But
away.
they just
Yeah.
look too good. I don't know who's going to stop this team. They look too quick. They were
Like
down.
Turtle keeps saying they're going to run out of legs. They're going to run out of legs, but they just haven't yet.
I don't think they're going to run out of legs. Maybe round 18 or 19 when it's too late and they're 8 games clear on top.
But I feel like the first quarter that I don't know, they don't look like they run as much as you think they do. I feel like they got a lot of helping hands around them that makes it look like they're always on the ball moving, but then some of them they do get a rest in between.
But it's
so.
quick movement, quick
Yeah.
kicks. and that. But look, they went down 38 points early.
Yep.
Not a care in the world. They
No.
just looked fresh in that huddle, looked ready to go. Mitchell
Then-
wasn't worried at all, and then they come out and put 50 points on in the second quarter.
Yeah, half time they were like 12 points up, 2 goals up. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're good to watch too.
And then
it's
everyone
exciting.
was expecting GWS to come flying back in the third quarter, and they actually kicked more goals than them. Hawthorn did, and yeah.
Hawthorn just suffocated them in that third quarter. They changed the game style completely. They weren't playing aggressive because they knew they were going to get counted against. So they slowed it right down. And this is where Mitchell is such a smart coach. He
Very good
really
coach.
is such a smart coach. And then last quarter, they just put the foot down again. No, look, they only won by 12 points in the end.
That's all they had to win by, though. It's hard to win big margins when there's wind like that, though.
Exactly.
A lot of missed
Absolutely
shots.
right.
And did we just see the goal of the year, boys? I don't know
No,
if you saw Will Day's goal.
I
I
missed that.
actually, because I only got to watch the last quarter of this.
Don't see he's broke a tackle, run away from 2. He's kicked it from 60, and the wind it's miles off, and the wind's just pulled it back beautifully straight through.
Oh, actually, I did
Couple
see
of
that.
bounce, yeah.
Depends who the two are. If they were Petrarca and Oliver, then he probably would get goal of the year.
No. Who was he running? I can't remember who he's running away from, but no, it was good. It was an electric goal. I reckon it's a contender, nice and early.
That's fantastic. He's a bit inconsistent, but hopefully he can start to get a bit of consistency
We've
with
got
him.
Turtle. The wind kicked the goal for him. I know it did, but it just looked magic. It looked
Mate,
magic.
Gunston had that too. He just snapped it in a normal game, no wind. That would have gone just probably made it through for a behind. The wind's taken it right back across and straight through the goals.
You've got to play to the condition, boys. Play to the conditions.
Absolutely unreal. But any standout players from this game for you two?
Oh, the Wiz. He was my favourite player to watch, but Turtle didn't like that, that's for sure. Bit of a ducking all the time, you think? So.
Oh, he doesn't like the Wiz.
Yeah.
It was probably
The Wiz is probably one of his best games he's played.
I'd agree with that. I
Then
thought
we've got-
Hogan.
I reckon Meek was good too.
Yeah, Meek's
Thirty
good.
outs, ball
Good in the
clearances.
brace.
Kicked
What were
goal
you going to
as
say
well.
about Hogan, Taz?
Hogan come back into the team, kick 4 goals. That's just insane for him, especially in
Yeah.
those conditions.
Yeah,
So it's GWS need him in their forward line. But
100%.
yeah, good game. We'll keep moving on now. So next up on the list we had Brisbane and Geelong. Do you know I watched some of this game? I actually found it quite boring.
Yeah, it was
I
very,
did
very
it because
boring.
I was watching the excitement machine next door.
Yeah. I had this one on and I ended up switching over to the GWS game probably about not half time, at 3/4 time because I got home just before the end of the third quarter.
Yep.
Listened
Did you
to
watch
it-
that much of the Cats game?
Sorry?
Did you watch that much of the Cats Brisbane
At the
game?
venue, it was up with no sound.
I was about to say I don't know anyone who chose that game over GWS Hawks.
Nah.
It was horrible to watch.
They were the two running teams, and it was clearly going to be the better game.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I was listening to Chris Fagan on SEN this morning, and they overcompensated. They expected Geelong to come out firing because they played them last year in the wet, and Geelong beat them, so they overcompensated for the wet, and they said at halftime we'll go back to our normal game, and that's when they ran over the top of them.
Ran over the top, which
Yep.
you do bit of wet football too, so that might have contributed.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
but it wasn't anywhere near as wet as they thought it was, so they overcompensated playing their wet footy, and it didn't work, and then they went back to their normal style at halftime, and that's when they were able to run over the top of them.
When they run
Yeah.
right through them.
They still look like a good team this year, Brisbane.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're unbeaten sitting second on the ladder. You've got
Yeah.
4 unbeaten teams, so.
That's what I mean. It's good to see because sometimes with premiership teams they fall back down the ladder.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't think
100%.
they're really fired yet either. I think
Don't
they're
think so.
running in first or second gear, so that's getting scary when they're winning, just plotting along.
Yeah.
Maybe we see Brisbane Hawthorn final. Never
That
know.
could be a possibility.
Will Ashcroft was a standout, 33 touches and a goal for Brisbane. Zorko had another blinder, started
Yeah.
really quiet and then just turned it on. And for the Cats, Max Holmes, 29 and a goal, and Bailey Smith again, 25.
He's
So
looking good down there in the hoops, old Bailey Smith.
He is. I think he just tries to do a bit too much sometimes.
But they moved Zorko in that half back role, but what happens when Caden Colvin comes back in? I think he's still about 4 or 5 weeks away. Where would
Well, I think Zorko's too good to take out of there.
yeah.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah,
Good
no,
problem to have.
so then Kitty Coleman's got to come back in, and then
But that's who they replaced Sorko with, wasn't it? Kitty Coleman, and they've
Yeah.
pulled Zorko back because they were. So I don't think Zorko will go back forward. I think Zorko stays in the role he is.
Yeah.
You don't
Has to.
stay in a winning style.
Yeah, he has to stay there, surely. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they take the other halfback off.
We'll have
Who
to have a
knows?
look.
Who knows? But look, we'll keep moving on. It's 7:25. So Adelaide versus North Melbourne. Todd, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, it was a good game till up until 3/4 time. North were right in it till then, and Adelaide are a pretty fierce team this year now by looking at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Adelaide's got the best forward line in the comp, and North Melbourne apparently the fourth best forward line. So it's a big change around from where they've been.
That is huge.
Well,
Adelaide's
total
form is
points.
so
And
good.
Adelaide's running with full tools in their forward line. Was it Fogarty, Dilfor, Tex?
Walker.
Yeah, Walker, and there's someone else. I forget his name now. But,
So the main thing I noticed for these two is Rory Laird and Caleb Daniels standing on the opposite end of the field, kicking the ball. They just let those two do what they wanted.
Yep. That's that new halfback role now.
Yep.
It's a very aggressive style though, because they don't really mark up a man, so they can get the outlet pretty easily. But yeah, it's good because Daniel's good at setting up the play, and so is Rory Laird.
Yeah,
and that's where you can do your springboard from, and that's what Akos did his first year too.
Rakin's been huge.
yeah.
He's another one I've got pretty high up in the Brownlow, if not 3, maybe 4 votes.
Rankin, absolutely. And except for that game, he got subbed third quarter.
Yeah.
As a tactical.
And Jai Simpkin, I've rated him this year too.
He's had a good year.
He has had a good year.
He's had a really good year. I think it showed from the get-go when he played in that All-Stars game versus Freo.
Yep.
He dominated that game.
And being solo captain, I think, has really helped him because he's just gone to another level.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to catch up on chat here. So we've got Turtles got Brisbane cannot win a flag with Hipwood and Day. Tiger time 36. Brizzy's forward line is not the same without Smoke and Joe. Fully agree with that. Brosler's got Crows adds some really great role players in the trade period. It's they've recruited for the need, exactly like Hawthorn did. They recruited for a need, and that's what a lot of clubs need to take note of and actually start doing. Because right now, there's clubs recruiting big name players when they actually don't need them.
Well, this DeConey is a big one. Like, what's he going to do at St Kilda? I know what he's going to do, but you're doing it to get rid of one of your best players.
Yeah.
Or to come in to help one of your best players and going to ruin his
DeConey
game.
is similar to Marshall, where they're better as a sole ruck than they are playing
The soul. So one of them's going to have to play forward at times, and the other one. So don't know how it's going to work. But that's what we're just saying here with the bringing in players you don't really need.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Any standouts in this game for you guys?
I read through mine, didn't I? It was Daniels, Laird, Simpkin,
Yeah.
Larky, kick 4.
Good point. And Rankin. Yeah, good point.
And Walker in the ruck, he was doing all right.
Yeah, he kicked 3 out of the ruck too. I was just about to say Walker and Larky kick 4 each.
Question: If a forward or a player grabs it out of the ruck, is that classed as a hit out?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask your stat things.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Anyone in chat know the answer to that question?
I think it'd be a
Russell would know.
clearance, not a hit out. It depends. If you get a handball, it's not a hit out; it's a clearance.
I just thought it just come across my mind now.
And then while we wait for chat to catch up, moving on to the last game, West Coast versus Freo. I watched it at half time and got over watching
For those who don't know, it was the 9-minute mark, the sport of Harley Reid.
Oh, what's it?
9-minute mark.
I didn't even know.
Up. Didn't you know that?
No.
The whole crowd apparently got the fingers up in support of Harley Reid.
Oh, well done.
Not so much anymore, Turtle. It used to be as soon as they were tackled, it was a free holding the ball, but they changed it recently.
Yeah, you can grab it out now and it doesn't matter. You've still got to have your prior now.
Correct. Yeah, but it used to be as soon as you're touched, boom, done. Okay, so yeah, no, it's not classed as a hit out, which makes sense because they're not actually hitting it.
So this game was sort of over at halftime, but Eagles showed a bit early. 9-minute mark come, everyone got the fingers up, and then that was it.
I'm still not sold on Freo though.
Nah, not at all.
They're a bit hit and miss. They're a bit like Carlton, just sort of slogging for the sake of slogging.
Well, Carlton
they
haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
No, they haven't, but like playing Carlton also haven't played. Oh, well, they have. They've played the worst team in the comp, but they haven't. I don't know. Well, yeah. Sorry.
So they're more like a Geelong. Geelong's what, one win and 2 losses. Is that
Yeah.
what they're like?
Just waiting to fire up.
But at least Geelong are playing better teams though.
And the thing is, Frio's best is really, really good, but their worst is bottom of the ladder.
Who's this?
Fremantle.
The Dockers, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. The gap's too far. You've got to lessen that gap if you want to be taken serious or playing final. Because they've got the
100%.
players to do it, but again, too many passengers, I think, at this stage.
Yeah. Well, you look at, they've got Sarong Brayshaw, Bolton, they've got Tracy up forward. Yeah, they've got a great lineup. Jackson in the ruck, and they've got Sean Darcy to come in. So, yeah, good players, just
Not putting it together.
not putting it together. So, I'm not going to spend too much time on that game because, yeah, I don't think there was really any highlights or anything.
It was only the 9-minute mark of the Birds coming up for the Harley Reid.
Absolutely. Bros got here, Freo are building. So,
Oh,
it'll be
they
good.
want to start building quick.
Yeah.
It is. Look, it is a long season. We've still got another 21 rounds to go, 20 rounds to go. So anything can happen.
That's true.
Oh, 0-3. He's trying to get his hopes up here, sitting at 0-3.
All right. So tonight we have our first guest, which I'll bring into the stream in a moment. His name's Henry, and he's from the Baggers podcast. So I'll bring him in now. Our view's going to change for a moment, and then we're going to change it back.
Beautiful.
Or can I go straight to it?
Can he get it in?
Oh, no, Eggy, it's done this.
Oh no. We're going 4 ways. That's all right. 4 ways is good.
You can tell we're well prepared here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. G'day,
Welcome.
Henry. How you going, mate? Hey, Henry, can you hear us, mate?
That's a hard no.
No, that's a no there, Tassie.
Hello? No, can't hear us?
How about now? Can you hear us?
Don't
This
think
is going real well for the first guest. I probably should have done a pre-show warm up.
That's all
I'm
right.
sending him a message.
What have you done here, Tassie?
Can't hear us? No, can't hear us at all.
All right, beautiful. While we work on that,
We'll leave Tassie in the background. Me and Eggy will just skip on a bit here.
all right. So we won't go into our tips yet. I'll go into Eggy's Road to Glory.
Oh,
Well-
okay. You can hear us.
Beautiful. You can hear us now. We're working.
Beautiful. All right. So, can we hear you, though? That's probably going to be the next question.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. We got him in now.
We
He's
are
in.
in. See, look, chat, viewers, this is what we do. We are live
First-
on the fly. You don't
That's
get this
it.
anywhere else.
No.
How you going, Henry? Welcome to the show, mate.
Hi, lads. Going very well, thanks.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. How's your weekend?
Yeah, really good. Despite the Carlton loss on the Friday night,
Yep.
been a good week. Been a really good week.
That's pretty
It's
disappointing.
bad when you play Friday. Your team
Yeah.
lose Friday. You got to get through the whole rest of the weekend.
Yeah. It's all right. Not the worst, but hopefully we'll fly this week.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. But thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
No problem, lads. Anytime.
So just wanted to do a bit of a quick shot interview, ask you a few questions, and get you to talk a bit about what you do, and just sort of go from there.
Too easy, lads. Fire away.
Beautiful. So look, first question that I want to ask you, mate, is what inspired you to start your podcast on YouTube?
Right. So it all started when I was just talking to my dad a lot about Carlton, and honestly, just love sharing my opinions. So started live streaming on Instagram maybe a year ago to try and get a hang of it, and then changed to StreamYard with my good fella Louis from the Perth Blue Baggers pod. Very nice fella. Definitely go and subscribe to their channel. And ever since then, it's just basically shot off. We've got 4 or 5 special guests that have just happened, and then now we are. I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 more for the rest of the year. And quick little announcement: Eddie Betts will come on at the end of the year. So
Oh, that's
huge.
pretty cool.
That's a big one.
that's a massive achievement on our channel. And to summarise your question, I'd say it all started with my dad and just sharing, as I said, just sharing opinions, and then it's led to this. And haven't looked back since. Loving what we're doing. Got a bright future ahead of us, and yeah, it's been great.
That's
Fantastic,
awesome.
mate. That's really good. And I listened to your latest podcast, which was Sam Rowe. Gave a really good insight to what he sort of experienced as an AFL player and life after footy and everything. So you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, he was fantastic. He was just a wonderful lad to talk to, and yeah, hopefully, we can get a few more guests on later in the year.
You get a few bigger one.
Yeah.
Eddie Beds, you don't get much bigger than that for Carlton, do you?
Size-wise, you might.
Fair enough. That's pretty big achievement. So yeah, looking forward to it, and yeah, can't wait.
So what are your thoughts on Carlton this year so far? You think we can turn it around, or are you a bit worried?
Yeah, I think we can turn it around. We've definitely got the list to do so, but I think there's definitely some things going on off the field. Obviously, Elijah Hollins has had his moments. Harry Mackay's back available this weekend, but he's had his moments. So it's been a lot of off-field issues, I'd say, and then kind of brought them into on-field issues and haven't been able to play our brand of footy that we like to play. And
They've been a bit disappointed in the second halves. Because there have been some quarters there where you've looked really good and then just fallen away.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the best is great. The bad is real bad.
Yeah.
At the moment. But have you set yourself any goals for your podcast?
I think my goal when I first started was to just get that 10 episodes out and then get the guest, and hopefully that leads up to something. And so far there has been not a bump in the road, basically. So it's been fantastic. I think my ultimate goal at the moment would be probably just getting that Eddie Betts podcast done, and then hopefully we can find a few more things in the future, but don't want to reveal anything too serious.
Yeah, don't want to give it away yet. Yep. We could keep and want more.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You two got any questions that you want to run by?
Yeah, I just want to get a quick few through. So who you got for the Brownlow this year? Do you reckon Crippen can go back to back, or?
I reckon he can, definitely, if we turn things around. That'll definitely put basically a hot spot on him for Brownlow contention. But at the moment, I've got two in mind. I think Zach Merritt's obviously been fantastic, as you said earlier on in your show. He's shown a lot this year, a lot of glimpses. That 36 touches and 4 goals is something that you never see very often from a midfielder. Who else has been good? I'd say, tricky one. Caleb Sarong's been very good.
Yeah, so you got Merritt and Sarong.
Yeah, I'd say Merritt and Sarong are the two I'm towards at the moment. What about you guys?
Yeah, I've got Merritt leading at the moment. It's out of Merritt and Rao for me.
Yeah.
I've got Merritt at the moment. Eggy?
Yeah, I'm thinking Merritt. I was thinking Nick Dacos, but he hasn't done much this year yet. So sorry, Turtle.
Him and Sheasel have been pretty quiet, to be honest.
Yeah, both not doing a lot. Where can we find your podcast too? If you always want to watch.
So I've got a Carlton fan page account on Instagram, which has a link to the podcast on YouTube. So go and listen, subscribe to Baggers Podcast 25. That's where you find all the videos. You'll find myself and my co-host Louis talking about Carlton. A few special guests more lined up, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Beautiful. You should also find those links down in below too, if you look on YouTube in the description.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. And then who you got winning the flag?
Flag. Wow. Okay.
The big one.
Carlton, obviously.
Too far. Good question. I think at the moment I'm looking towards Brisbane. Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% Hawthorn. Don't know why I said Brisbane. 100%.
Looking quick, looking fast, looking young kids just playing footy they love.
Putting on the show, the old Hollywood Hawks, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, Henry, thanks so much for jumping on, mate. We really appreciate your time.
No problem, lads. Anytime.
Yeah, thanks for coming on as the first guest. We've got a bit of a trial run here, but I think it's gone all right.
It does.
That's been good. And as we said before, we're going to post the links to Henry's YouTube and Instagram in the description below.
Oh, they're
So
already in there,
make sure
everyone. They're already in there.
Already in there. Beautiful. So make sure you check his pages out. Post some really good Carlton-related content. And his podcasts are definitely ones to keep an eye out for and have a listen to because of the guests that he gets on are fantastic. So good luck, Henry. Hopefully Carlton turn around for you, mate.
And good luck with the big interview at the end of the year.
Thank you, lads. Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Have a nice weekend, fellas. Thank
You
you.
too.
And
You too, mate.
yeah, good luck with the rest of the show for the rest of the year, fellas. Have a
Thank
good
you
one.
very much.
Thank you.
See you, lads.
See if I can change this view
But
back.
can Tassie get it back? So you've working out Tassie here to get some volume going.
There you
Oh,
We've
babe.
switched.
We've
We're
left,
back.
we've left Tassie in charge of getting the guest up on the screen, and he's let us down.
Would it not be our show if we didn't have a few technical difficulties?
No, that's right. We were live, fully
Can I
live.
just say, the start of the shows, the last few weeks, the introduction has gone as smooth as.
You know why? Because we've got a 4-minute warm up to the shows lately.
Yeah, we're trying to get ready now. We've got a 4-minute lead up every week and get all the bugs out while we're chatting and laughing during that.
Absolutely. Look, that was great having our first guest on, and first of many. So the last Monday of every month, and the first Monday of every month, we're going to have a guest on. So next week we've got someone else joining the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get right into next week's football because we're excited. Thursday night, we've got you
Oh,
two
mate,
boys.
it's a hell of a
logging it
game.
out.
This one, I'm worried about this one because sooner or later they're going to win, aren't they, Carlton? So
You two boys logging it out on Thursday night. And can I say, I'm not liking our AFL memberships at the moment. We want to go to this one, and we just weren't prepared enough, I suppose.
no,
Thought we'd
it's
be allowed to
not.
just
It's
walk
not
in
even
every
that.
game.
It's because they don't let the tickets go available till 48 hours before the game. So they wait to see how many ticket sales there are. So if there's enough ticket sales, they'll say it's a ticketed only event.
Correct.
Oh, so we still could have tickets here, boys.
I don't think so. They want you to buy an upgraded reserve seat ticket.
Oh, I tried though. It said it was sold out. So no football. We were going to go to this game, but I think I'm with you, Eggy. I think Carlton are going to show up this week.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know
worried.
why. I think Collingwood should be a bit nervous because
Yeah.
they've got to show up one week and.
Well, I'm thinking we're coming off a bye. We didn't start that year off all that well against GWS. We looked old and tired, and that's what I'm worried we're going to look like on Thursday. So
Look like again, get the pickle juice ready.
yeah,
No, we won't win.
Right, so we've got Eggy and me on Carlton and Tassie on Collingwood.
I've gone back
Well,
to tipping against the Blues.
technically, I will be tipping Collingwood. I can't not tip them, but
Well, see, Eggy's like me. I can't not tip North Melbourne. I've never tipped against me team once, and I'm not about to start.
yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think Collingwood. So we've got Collingwood.
No, I've gone Carlton.
Oh, you've gone Carlton. Sorry.
No, I think Carlton's going to get over the top. I think they're finally going to show up for one, and Collingwood aren't as good a chasers as they have been in past years.
If Carlton win, this will start them. They'll get momentum from this.
They will get momentum.
And I can't have Richmond Gorringe. I can't have him do another deer. He's got blue hair. He's changed his name to Richmond Gorringe. What do you want him next? You want him to jump off a bridge or something?
Passes Rory Lobb, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he was wearing a Bulldogs jumper as well. on his pod.
When he brought it. So
He's a
but we
counsellor.
can't do anymore. We can't do anything more to poor old Dan there, or Richmond as he's known as now.
Especially against Collingwood.
Yeah.
This will
kill
be a
him.
big one. I don't know what he's done. I don't know the dare he's put up that's going to happen, but it probably won't happen this week because he probably thinks they're going to lose.
Probably. All right, we'll keep moving on. So we've got Geelong and Melbourne down at the Cattery.
Oh mate, Cattery's going to slaughter them. I think,
Well, this is the gimme of the round with the way Melbourne's playing. Geelong wins by 80 points.
especially coming off 2 losses.
Yeah.
Coming back home, they're going to.
And Melbourne just taking 2 60-point losses. I think Geelong's midfield just going to get on top easy, and it's just going to be a bloodbath.
Bailey Smith, 25 touches, and I'm going to say 2 goals.
Then we move Saturday at 1 o'clock. The game of the round, I reckon. Gold Coast versus Adelaide.
This is going to be electric. This is going to be an electric game. It's going to tell us both too. I hope this is a close game and a nail biter, so we know both these teams are legit.
Yeah.
So one of these teams will go on top of the ladder, won't they? Because Hawthorn have got the bye. Is that right?
Depends on percent.
Oh, is it?
No, because Hawthorn's got 4 wins. They've only got 3. Hawthorn's a game
okay,
in
yeah,
front.
yeah.
That'll
My
be
bad, I
on
thought that
percent.
was
But
right.
I'm tipping my boy Rao to keep the unbeaten streak alive. And
think
my
so.
boy Rao's just going to towel these guys at home.
I think so. It'll be interesting where Gold Coast is sitting halfway through the season. And because Hardwick will be seen as a saviour. If they make finals,
Yeah.
if they do win a flag in the next couple of years, which I think they can with Hardwick as coach, he'll go down as one of the all-time great coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already going to 3 flags at Richmond, but
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna-
especially coming up here with a team that no one could get running. The first year he was in, they couldn't win away from home, and now they've won 2 away from home already.
Yep.
So
he's going to do what Alistair Clarkson tried to do, but not quite yet.
he's still coming though.
He's still coming, but I think if Dimmer does it sooner, it's going to look better on him.
look
I
better,
think-
yeah.
I think Dimmer's got a bit more of a mature list than what Clarko's
Well,
got.
he started further down the road.
Yeah.
Clarko might be the rebuilding coach to get North their next flag,
Yeah.
but he might hand it off before they get it.
Yeah, quite possible. Like Paul Roos did with Melbourne.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll keep moving on. Richmond, Brisbane.
Well, Brisbane by Flemington straight. It is going to be an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Beautiful.
As long as it stays dry.
North Sydney.
That's
I'll
a
let you boys
Marvel,
take
though,
this.
isn't it?
'Cause,
Oh.
yeah, this is down here. It's at Marvel because I was supposed to go to this game, but I'm flying to Brisbane, so my brother's going to this game. But
I've actually tipped North.
I think North, because Sydney's in a bit of bad form at the moment, and
Yep.
North's in some good form. So Parker, big game for Parker. Watch him dominating that midfield.
I don't know if Sydney's in that bad of form though, are they? They lost to the Hawks, and then I think that they've won the last one, then they've had a bye, and yeah.
They've been okay. But they haven't
Yeah.
been as good as what they were last year, but they've been all right.
No, but
Still being a bit
yeah.
off though, I think.
I think that they fired last year, and Brisbane started slower, and look how that sort of turned out. You know what I mean?
But Sydney fired at about round 6, I think. It took them to about round 6 to fully get motoring, and that's why you're better off playing them early in the year because they do it every year. Every
Yeah,
year
that's
they're
true.
slow starters, and then they
Yep.
get going. And when they get going, look out.
Absolutely. So they started 0-6 at 1 year, I think.
yeah, it's true.
0 and 5 the same year.
0-5.
Last
yeah,
year
I'm-
with Brisbane.
I'll be on the Swans. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
that's perfect. If I wasn't a North supporter, I'd probably be on the Swans. But
I'm going North. I'm
I'm on North. Yeah, I'm not tipping against my own side. Never do that. That's blasphemy.
All right, we'll keep moving through. So GWS and West Coast. I think GWS easily.
Yeah, GWS get the job done here.
Yeah, GWS.
They can rest half their team and still get it done.
Yeah, too good, too quick, too fast. The only danger is going to be the hard game against Hawthorn, but West Coast aren't up to the same standard.
No, not at all. Port St Kilda.
So this is going to be
Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be interesting.
close round, but it
'Cause it's-
depends. If Port will show their true colours here, if St Kilda get this done easy, because St Kilda are the real deal this year. They've shown they're all right this year. They're playing a bit of quick football. If they beat Port by margin, Port's done this year. Their
But
season's over.
Port seem to play 3 times better when they're at home.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Unless it's just the MCG, they don't play well at the MCG. Because both times they come here, they've lost by like a lot. And then, yeah.
I don't think Port's forward line is any good.
Georgiades, he's not too bad down there now. I think
He's
Georgiades
the only one,
is
though.
firing. Yeah, but they are missing their big tall target.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Saints over there.
I'm
Yes.
picking Saints. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
going
think I said
Saints
that.
too.
Saints. Yeah.
Zoe, you'd be happy with that. You'll have to snip that and make sure you play it back to us. Last game of the round is Freo Bulldogs over.
Yes.
So just
West.
quickly, we've got Tiger time here. Sydney were 0-6 in 2017, but then only lost to Hawthorn for the rest of the home and away season.
There you go.
They finished with 7 losses and they went 0-6.
That's huge. That's what Carlton's going to do, all right?
And we've got Turtle, Butters back, Port home game, they win.
Oh, Butter's back. That's a big
That
win.
might change it, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
look at that, but I think St Kilda playing too good a footy at the moment.
Oh, my chat wasn't updating. I'm going to have to.
I'll be on top chat with you. Or...
Top
No,
fat,
I
not
don't know
wild
what
fat.
I was doing, but it stopped when Brozza said Freo was building, so I missed everything below that.
Oh.
So we've got Fremantle Bulldogs for the last one, and I'm going to go for an upset Bulldogs.
Oh, is that an upset?
Freo.
Is it? I'm going Bulldogs too because they
I
look
think that's an
heaps
upset
better.
at Freo at home, but
Look heaps better than Freo lately, but maybe that win has pumped the bit of steam in their legs and they'll get going.
Put a bit into Fremantle. But yeah, Bulldogs are just playing too good a footy, hard footy and close footy. And just finding ways to wins without their players.
Yeah, and surely some of them are coming back this week.
Bont's coming back in the next 2 to 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. But Wakeman, he's got to go in for more surgery, so a bit sad there.
That is sad.
So, all right, good tips there, boys. There's the next week, Eggy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's hope we get my face every bit of that 4-minute warm up because I've tipped a 9 from 9.
Too bad there's only 8.
Only 8, but that's all right. I'm getting 9.
All right. Moving on. Then we got the controversial call.
Oh, I've gone big this week, boys, because I can't believe I've left them till round 3. But these umpires, I think we need to start fining them, or very at least have incentives for not backing up. So what I mean by this, if I've come up with a full plan, I don't know what umpires get paid, but say they get paid $50,000 for the season. They play 20 games, so two grand a game. Add $500 in the tip pool. Every fuck up they make, you take $100 for that. So it's $500 for the 4 umpires. When they fuck up once, they lose 100 out of that. So then they only get tipped 4, and you have a review after the game, and that way it'll incentivize them not to fuck up. Sort of. At the moment, it doesn't matter. There's no punishment, no nothing. You either fine them or incentivize them to do better.
I also think that they need to make them full time.
What are you pointing at? What's wrong with the umpires?
Well, at the moment, they're dropping the ball. We hear a whistle, players look around, whose freeze kickers? I've seen on the weekend at least 20 times in the Carlton game, Collingwood game, not the Collingwood game, Carlton game, the Gold Coast game, the North game, the Port Adelaide game. Whistle blew, everyone stopped. Who's free kick? I've got no clue. No one knows.
Yeah.
The rules, and then, I don't know, I don't like this new holding the ball rule where you can just drop the ball. I don't think should be a rule.
That's something I really struggle with, is the fact that a player can get tackled, they've got prior, and they just drop the ball.
But that's not the umpire's fault. That's a ruling. They've changed that rule, so we've got to get used to that because that rule's been changed. It's more there's clear ones where players duck, they get taken high. I've seen that 8 times on the thing. That's supposed to be played on now. Yeah, Wizard, don't care who's doing it. Dropping the knees and getting high contact. You lose $100 if you fuck that up. And just like simple ones like that, like a wrestle, high contact. There's clearly no high contact. I've seen that a few times on the weekend.
Yep.
Clearly
Actually, Turtle makes a good point. There have been multiple free kicks paid or overturned by another umpire.
Yep. And the other one, which I don't know if...
Hey, Iggy?
I don't know if this is a umpire one or the AFL, but this 15 metres. I've seen 10 metres paid, and I've seen a kick literally 35 metres on the weekend, and they called play on for not 15.
Yeah.
Look, you've got to give some freaking clearance to these blokes. I don't know if it's umpire or maybe we just need the whole umpiring community to come up with. I don't know.
They've really cracked down on that 15 metres, but I think they've gone overkill, to be honest.
I've seen kicks 8 metres getting paid, and then I've seen kicks 35 not getting paid.
Tiger Time here's gone. The umpires, the MRO, the ARC, the AFL is going through a bit of a mess early on. I think it's been building from last year, to be honest.
Yeah. It just keeps getting worse every year. They keep adding more rules, and it's making the game worse.
Yeah. We'll see they've hired someone to be the assistant to Laura Kane. So hopefully we can see some positive changes or positive outcomes start to come from this.
But my controversial call, I reckon we start fining umpires. If Harley Reid can get 1,500s for a bird, I think umpires should be getting bad call fines.
I don't think that's controversial. What do you guys think, chap? I think that's fair.
That is fair.
All right, let's keep moving on.
All right, moving on. We got Eggy's Road to Glory is 0-4.
So we started real well this season, boys. This is about as good as we started last season.
So I could be going as bad as West Coast, or who else is down there? I think
you got West Coast, Melbourne. You got a few teams down there. Carlton. Oh, we weren't going to throw you under the bus there, Tassie.
Got to own it.
So I'm not going to cancel it, but I'm going to move it to the socials since we aren't doing that great. So now I've got Woo Girls Wowee. So the lock, the watch, and the fraudsters. So my lock this week, I've got Hawthorn as a lock in making the top 4 at the moment. They can't seem to lose.
I like it.
Yep. And then for the watch, I got St Kilda Adelaide and Gold Coast. They're good teams to watch out for, and it'll be good to actually see Adelaide and Gold Coast. I think they look like they're moving their way into the 8, so it's going to be good to see, but we'll see over the next few years. But the fraudsters, I got Carlton, Melbourne, and Freo. I'm not convinced with Freo's win over West Coast, so
Carlton and Melbourne definitely on my fraud loss. 260-point loss for Melbourne, and Carlton's just looked terrible.
Yeah.
Just going to catch up on chat quickly, guys. So Tiger Time's got, I agree, Kane and Dylan is really just overcomplicating the game. Turtle, only job there's no consequences for doing a bad job on a weekly basis. Brozza, AFL have made the game hard to umpire.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, I think it is too.
George, next we'll be calling a review on umpire's call.
But I think also too, it's the how many cameras we get to see over the time. Like they got to make an instant call right there in the moment of what they see with their eyes. They can't go back and have a look at the cameras for the last 4 hours and say, "Oh no, look how bad this call was."
Yes, yes, agree with that. Tiger Time, I say this to myself at times: if you can suspend players and you can suspend umpires, and Bros has got, and there is punishment. There's already punishment for umpires. So
I've not seen punishment. What happened to the Collingwood Bulldog umpires then? Because I've seen them umpiring next week. There was no punishment. They should have been back to the Waffle League. What's below Waffle? They shouldn't have been even allowed to play in the WA. Should send them to Tasmania. Umpire down in Tasmania somewhere.
I'm umpiring Queensland. They don't even have a Queensland league. That's why they play in the VFL.
Yeah.
True. Eggy, I love that. Woo girls, wowee.
Yeah.
Woo girls, wowee.
So we've changed it. So there's no road to glory.
No, there is road glory is still there, but it's going to be in the socials. We're just gonna, because it's too hard. You don't get the markets out early enough for Monday to get it on the weekend. So.
Yeah. So we're going to get them on TikTok and that, and I might even join on board, Eggy.
Let's go.
We'll get a few going myself. We'll see if we can get 2 a week, and we might get a winner.
Well, even Taz got on board. He had one on the weekend. They got real close. He missed by 2 disposals.
Yeah, the guy got knocked out.
No, he didn't. He knocked someone else out, didn't he?
No, he's the one who pushed him. What do you think about that suspension before we sign off quickly?
I actually haven't seen it. I heard about it, but I haven't actually seen it.
It was very similar to the Lawler one, but I think that the player was heading to that contest anyway, and the push done nothing to help him get there. Help him get there quicker, but I think he would have ended up in the same position if he wasn't pushed.
Well, guess we'll find out tomorrow when they go to the tribunal.
He's already got 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're contesting it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
I think the fact that he got pushed meant that he couldn't sort of prepare for the contact.
Oh, okay.
Is it 3 weeks though?
No.
But we didn't think the Archer one was 3 weeks, and look what happened.
Well, we don't know what anything's going to get at the moment.
This is true.
All right, tipping. Who wants to run through it?
Eggy, we'll let you go.
All right. Well, we do have the weekly tip off, and it's gone off this week. We actually got 2 winners. We got Myth Brew and Dan Slade. I had to turn around and have it up on the screen. Couldn't read it. We got Dan Slade. So they're both tied. So they both get $40 each. But we give them we usually give them until Wednesday, but because we're doing the show later this year, we're going to give them until Thursday to the bounce. If they don't message in, they don't get the money. So
we've got one already.
We've already got
Dino Richardson. That's Myth Brew.
So he's already in. So far he's up $80, and all we need is Dan Slave to message in before Thursday. And yeah.
Yep. So anyone that knows him, you can message him, or you could be quiet, and then Dean will win it all. No, just joking.
Then we've got Brozza here. Please get Moisty to do umpiring course and come umpire a local league. I have actually umpired before, Hurdy. I've done a Caesar as an umpire, 2's umpire in KDFL.
And he was terrible.
No.
he got sacked, that's why.
Did not got paid every week. A very good umpire, Hurdy.
Did they dock you pay for every wrong decision?
No, but they should have.
Well done, Dean.
So well done, Dean. And Dan Slave. But yeah, so make sure you join the tipping. The link down below and the drop form link there. We got $20 up for grabs this week, and we'll see how far we can build it this time.
Because just to show you how it works, this was the first round Dean was in the tipping, so he's won it on his very first go.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Well done, Dean.
So it doesn't hurt to jump in.
Yeah.
All right. 5 minutes off.
We've got
on 8 o'clock just about.
Favourite. What? Sorry, Taz?
Right on 8 o'clock, so we better
on 8 o'clock. We better get Tassie going with my favourite segment, the viewers' questions.
Love it. Again, thank you for submitting some questions. It's hard to choose what questions to read out on the show, but I think each week we're going to limit it to 4 questions because we're getting more and more now, which is fantastic. So please keep submitting them because we love it.
And we will try to get to all of them. If we have a quiet week, we'll come back and get to a couple we missed.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So I've got here Turtle. He's in chat too, which is good. So is the 15 meters rule being overdone and called incorrect a lot? I think we've already answered that. The answer is yes.
I
But
thought no.
you can't call it 15 meters and then pay 8 and don't pay 35. If it's 15, I think, and this was my personal appearance, 1 square. Don't call it a 15 meter. Everyone mows these squares into it.
Yep.
1 square of grass. It's not 15 anymore. Just go 1 square of grass.
I think when you're down on the field, you can't quite see it like we can.
Okay?
No, I don't think you can.
No. All right. We'll scratch that.
That'll be
That was mine. Yeah. But yeah, I don't like that there's kicks going, like, especially from kick-ins. Now, kick-ins are the worst place it's happening because they're kicking in and nearly hitting the 50 arc and getting called play on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon they've done an overhaul in the off season, and they've gone and remeasured it to see how far 15 meters actually is. And I think some people are taking it a bit too far on board where it's a bit longer than they usually would have done. Whereas, yeah.
And then some umpires are letting a lot go. Because I noticed North Melbourne got away with a lot more down this end of the ground, and so did Crows than the other end. 2 different umpires. It was play on down this end, but it was okay down this end.
Absolutely. All right, we'll keep moving through. So, MTS Elec Contracting. Are the Hawks the dark horse this year?
Oh, I don't think they're the dark horse.
No, I
They're
think
reading the pack. They're well and truly out in front.
everyone was talking about them last year. They thought they were going to come home with it.
So these guys are the shining white knight in front of everybody.
Absolutely.
But the only question is, can they keep it up all year? And what happens?
Well, this is what Turtle keeps telling me, but they keep looking better and better each week.
Yep.
They do. Now, MTS, we've chosen 2 of his questions because it's actually a first-time submission.
Yes, he is.
So, second question he's got here is 3 rounds in. What are your thoughts on Lawler? Now, I've been told that's how you pronounce it.
Layla.
Apparently, it's Lawler.
Who's there are?
Because Layla is when he pops out and singing.
There's no R there, mate. There's no R there.
I'm going by commentators, although they do mispronounce a lot of shit.
They do. I liked him round 1, round 2 a bit quiet, round 3 a bit quiet, but he's looking very dusty. Like he just needs games under his belt, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, agreed. Huge future ahead of him, though.
Yes.
Oh, he's going to be huge. Yep.
Carlton Flaggers 2025. Are Carlton's second half issues a quick fix? I think they are. I think it's all in the brain.
I think it's a lot of passengers. I don't think it's a quick fix.
Well, we've seen what they can do. They've done it the last couple of years where they've come out and they've played good footy. They've done it for a half. I think it's all mindset.
All mindset. I think they need to get a few of the passengers on board.
Yep. Eggy?
I don't know. I think I don't think it's a quick fix, but yeah, I think they're gonna do something this week. Let's wait and see this week. I'm worried
If
about
they
this
don't
week.
do anything this week, I think it's a wasted season. I think there's no good them coming good in the second half. It's a wasted season.
Yeah.
They need to come good in the next 2 weeks, maximum.
Yeah.
That if they lose this week and they don't show good signs, I think it's done. If they show good signs again, they need to win next week. If they don't, then I think it's done.
Well, you got North the week after, mate, and we're going to that game, so let's hope you don't hit form by then.
We are indeed.
Remember that time, was it 2 years ago, that Carlton lost like 6 to 8 games in a row, but still made finals, and they really gave Brisbane a real touch-up before
they come out against Gold Coast in the second half and just blitz them and then just dominated for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, you have West Coast after Collingwood at home, so I don't know if that'll show anything. Because the only 2 teams you've beaten the last 15 weeks are West Coast and North Melbourne, and they're the 2 teams you play after Collingwood. So,
and they're both improved from last year as well. So, got a question from Statsman. He's got, go Lions. Will Brisbane Lions go make any changes this week?
No, not till Kitty Coleman comes back.
No injuries?
4 to
No.
5.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
So, all right. Last but not least, Richmond Lions. So,
Yes.
Eggy and I are actually going to be roaming around the G this Saturday.
Yes, we will. So come say hello. We're going to ask on Yeah, before the bounce. So come say hello. We'll be interviewing a few people on that, just trying to get around the ground, get the name out there, and see if you can correctly pick the winning
Margin.
points. Yeah, margin. I was like, Jesus
Boys,
Christ,
you just
am I fucking
kept
retarded?
this a secret until earlier this week, and I've made plans to go to Queensland. So
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Oh, that's funny. And we'll be wearing our TNT shirts. So please look out for us. Come and have a chat. We'll have our camera and microphones.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah, we'd love to see you guys there.
Beautiful.
So we're not going to go to the game, just around the ground before it. And just beforehand, we got here Tiger Time. Umpire's favourite saying is not 15, play on.
Yeah.
Say that to their
At
wives.
the moment, it is.
And then George, show's getting better every week, guys. See you next week. Oh, thanks,
Beautiful.
George.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you, George.
That's what we like to hear. Anything else from you two, gents?
No, that's everything.
Nah,
from
that's
me.
good for me. Let's hope we get an explosive round of footy.
Yeah.
Go North.
Beautiful. See you all.